Okay, hello everyone, how are you guys all doing? I'm sorry if I sound kind of strange right now, that's because I'm sick. I've been sick for a couple of days. I usually sound way better than this in real life. So basically, one thing that is really important is that everyone knows someone that is new in this school. I'm basically new at York, but I'm not new to college. I've been in college for 3 years, and it's my first year at York. That's because I just moved to Canada 6 months ago, so I'm basically pretty new to Canada. My name is Parsa, my last name is really, really long. It is Sunny, which is a terrible last name, don't worry about that. I'm basically running for Director of Events and Programs. The reason that I decided to run for that was because I believe in one thing, and that is if someone respects you and pays attention to you, you're supposed to respect them back and do all you can to make that person and the group of people that are around him to be happy as well. When I got to school, I didn't know anyone at Mac. I didn't know anyone in York. So the first thing that I saw was the beautiful people at Mac. They were the people who hugged me like they were my brothers, like they were my sisters.
1 minute.
I'm here to make sure that this thing happens to every single one of the people that are gonna come to Mac and see everyone else around us. I'm gonna be here to try and make the best parties and the best events for the best, which is the Mac. I'm here to make the best to happen for all of you. I'm gonna be here for you for every single time that you're gonna need someone to talk to. I'm gonna be here for you and help you to enjoy every single one of the events. I'm here to make this year for all of you, no matter if you're first year, second, third, or fourth, the best that you've ever seen. I use best a lot, but that's because that's the only word that can describe such a nice college and such nice people in it. I'm also wanted to tell you one thing. I've been living in 3 different countries. I've seen a lot of different people. I've been around a lot of different cultures. I know how to deal with every single one of you guys, from poor to the rich, from the girl to the boy, from the nice to the ugly. It doesn't matter who you are. You're always awesome. That's what that matters.
20 seconds.
So I'm here to make it all the best for you, to make it the way that you like it to be. I'm here to make the events the way that you would enjoy it, no matter who you are, no matter what you do, and no matter where you're from. So please help me to become the person that can help you all and enjoy the events. Thank you.
Hey, hello, everyone. For those who do not know me, I'm JG Gardner, and I'm running for the Director of Events and Programming here at McLaughlin College. The reason for why I'm running is because I've had several great experiences in the past with McLaughlin College, and I intend to add to this experience for future students who come to McLaughlin College. McLaughlin is really like family to me, so like from day one, as soon as I got here, people were helping me out. Even this year, people come and they help me out. Sorry, I'm really horrible at public speaking. I have a really like low voice. So Mac's really like a family to me, and I want to give back, and that's why I'm running to this event. Events is like my passion. I'm actually trying to open up my own company for running events. So making time for Wednesday meetings is gonna be a huge commitment and like huge reward for me. So
1 minute.
So I intend to make this year an even greater one than the last, and I cannot wait to start playing not only the Montreal trip, but several other events such as the skiing trip and also programming, so like speeches and YFS events. So thank you all for your time, and I hope you guys come out to vote 26 to 28.
Hi everybody, my name is Kunal Sharma. I'm a 3rd year student, poli-sci major. I'm sure most of you guys are already familiar with who I am. I joined this college 3 years ago when I was introduced by my Frosh leaders, who not only introduced me to this university, but to this community known as McLaughlin College. But between my 1st year and my 2nd year, I unfortunately, because of a hectic schedule and some personal inhibitions on my own part, I didn't really get to be a part of something special, even though I wanted to, but I wasn't able to join many clubs and organizations. Then something happened this summer. I got to be a part of the Frosh. I was able to demonstrate and develop my leadership abilities by being a Frosh leader, and I got to learn from some very talented people, such as our chairs, who showed me what leadership really looks like, and I have a lot of gratitude towards them as well.
1 minute.
My job, because I'm running for the Director of Events and Programming for the year 2016 and 2017, is to help assist our Vice President of Events and Programming, Sajid, in his job in planning the events and the programs that are going on this year. Mac has a reputation of being a party college, it's a lively college, and I want MAC to keep that reputation. I also want our college to be able to reach those corners of our university and even our college that probably didn't get to be a part of things, probably due to things like shyness or the fact that people are too busy. I wanted to increase our outreach. I read our constitution last night. I know the values that are embedded in it, and one of the most important ones is inclusivity. I'm a very inclusive individual. I understand people from all
20
walks
seconds.
of life. So I'm counting on your love and your support to help me get this position, because I want to make this, it's my mission this year to make this a better year for all of you guys here. Thank you very much.
So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Robin Osborne. I'm a second-year student studying law and society. In my first year, I kind of took a back seat to doing things like this. I decided that I was kind of just going to get used to this big change that university was. So after a year of waiting, I'm glad to say that I'm running to hopefully be McLaughlin College Council's Director of Events and Programming. So those who know me kind of know that I like to socialize, I like to party. But the control freak in me takes pleasure in also planning these things just because of the joy that I know people are going to get from certain events, and motivates me to put my all into these kinds of things. In high school, I was on our student council. I was able to develop good organization and development skills for my superiors. By the time I was in grade 12, holding the Deputy Prime Minister position in my council, I found myself planning a first-time event and creating and planning it with the help of our Prime Minister and the rest of our executive team.
1 minute.
So what we created, it was like a music and talent event. It had everything from singers and dancers to street artists, and we had a unicycle rider. Our goal was to basically make sure everybody had a place in this event, because in our school we didn't really always have that. It was either about sports or about somebody trying to make it in the music business. Not everybody had a place. So I hope that my experience will assist Sajid as our VP of Events and Programming, not just to tend to the shufflers and the twerkers, but everybody else, the bird watchers, the explorers, you know? So I'm fully committed to McLaughlin College. This is like my second home. I'm always here. So I will be
20 seconds.
welcoming, and I'll be present, and I will help get people involved and just help spread the word about the wonderful things that we have here at McLaughlin College, if I am voted. Thank you.
Wait.
I have two questions for all of you.
Yeah.
So, first question. How familiar are you with working with the budget as well as planning events?
So basically, to start, in my last year of high school, I was the manager of the biggest festival that Iranian high schools in Far Nation has ever had. It was visited by the Minister of Education of Turkey and also a lot of ambassadors around in the city of Ankara in Turkey. I had to work with a really small budget of 10,000 euros. That was all I was given, and it was a huge thing. I made it to be the best festival that any school outside of Iran has ever had in its history. I made it to become the best that has ever been, and it got a lot of attention from media. It got a lot of attention from people at higher levels, the government, and it was a pretty fun thing. It was high school, so I couldn't drink, but it was a pretty fun thing.
Okay, so as all of you, I'm a university student, so I think we all budget and seriously though.
Right in the heart.
And, to be on your own for the last year of high school and all that, and also like playing events. I'm actually helping out with an event tonight, and I'm opening up my own company for events, and I'm trying to run the Budweiser Mansion Party this year. So,
So my experience is not so much my own. It's my father used to be very much involved within his own community. My parents are Hindu. My dad would volunteer a lot at temple. He held positions there, and he was involved with budgets and financing and organizing events. And when I was younger, I used to take a lot of interest in his work. I'd show up with him, even though I wasn't part of it. I would watch what my father did. So I kind of learned from him. I don't have a lot of it. I guess personal experience doing budgeting, but as the JG pointed out, because we're all university students, we have to live on tight budgets. So on that level, I understand this on a very personal level what budgeting is.
So I do actually have experience with budgeting and planning events. Like I mentioned, we planned an event in high school, and even to like small things like trying to plan stuff with my friends at church and stuff like that. So I feel like I'd be able to handle having a budget and just the logistics of it. That's a big thing for me. Can't really do anything without the logistics. So.
We'll start with Rob.
I feel like it's important to get out there and actually talk to people, because there's a lot of people on campus I didn't even know were McLaughlin affiliated because they're not here. And I feel like you won't know what people want to see at this college if you don't ask them. So you have to go out there, network, ask people what they really want, and try to tend to everybody in a way that you can do.
So word of mouth is a very powerful and I would say underrated medium of getting hype around events around. I know this personally because as an individual, and people who know me can confirm this, I make it a mission to talk to new people every single day, make new friends every single day. Sometimes even if it seems awkward, I'll come up to someone, I'll talk to them. And I know a lot of people who I know who are technically affiliated with McLaughlin College, but they never really came to events. They don't really feel as if yet a part of the community. Usually some of this is a systemic problem. Sometimes people who didn't attend the Frosh never really got to know anyone here. And so I'm able to reach out to those people and bring them in. I think that if we're going to organize events and plan events here, word of mouth is a very powerful medium, and just going out there like on our own, bringing those people closer to our events.
Okay, so McLaughlin College is filled with various different types of students. Some like to party, some like to read books, some like to go on adventures and do different things, right? So by planning these events, we're not just planning parties. We have to plan events that appeal to everyone, right? We have to make sure that we get the community involved, and that goes along with communications, you know? So getting people interested in different events, not just the parties, right? Because we have this huge reputation of being the party college, and we want to maintain that, but we also need to expand, have more day events rather than just parties.
Okay, so as everyone else said, communication is the best and the easiest way to get what people want to have in the parties. Other than that, I believe in one thing, and that is voting. So I believe in social media, and I believe how powerful it is. The best way to reach out to everyone is to post our events and advertise them in the best possible way and let everyone to know about it. And then the other thing is that we need to make the parties or the events, they can be normal or formal events, they can be parties, they can be anything, the way that appeals at least to 2 or 3 different groups of people. And that can be done by creating 2 to 3 different themes in the same party, which is a pretty hard thing, but it is possible to do. We've seen it through the Frosh in different colleges, they've done that. And I believe that we can do it as well. Our party night on Frosh was pretty cool, but it was only partying, which a lot of people might have not liked it. But as we saw in Founders Party, they had different things going around, which attracted a lot of people. That's what we should do as well. We should make different things happen in the same party, so that everyone would be attracted to it, and the advertisement is the biggest part. Thank you. So the first thing is that I'm a pretty flexible person. I can be around at any time that someone needs me. I mean, to be honest, I'm 20, so I don't have to like always answer to my parents that, okay, I'm sorry, I'm busy with this thing, I cannot come right now, I cannot go there right now. I can be pretty flexible around that things. And the other thing is that I'm an open person. If I'm needed, if I'm not at the school, you can, or I believe that I can do that as well. You can call me and be like, person, I need you there, I can be there in no time. I'm a guy that can go around easily. I'm a guy that likes to be out, basically. I can't even do things from home as well. There is no home and school for me. They're both the same for me. They're all my home, so it doesn't really make any difference for me. I can do it anywhere.
Okay, so like I said before, planning events and programming and all that, that's a passion of mine. So making time for that is really like, that's what I live for, is planning events and doing that, so yeah.
I have a very strong, I would say, personal rapport with Sijit. We've known each other since first year. I think that would be very beneficial to this experience. But putting that aside, I'm very flexible with time. I'm here almost every single day except Friday. And if I get this position, I'll be here on Fridays as well. So with time, it's not an issue. I'm going to be here as long as he needs me. I'll be able to get the, I guess, pressure off his back as well and contribute in a really productive manner.
I think that the most important thing is asking questions and listening. So if I was assisting Sajid, honestly, it's just whatever he needs to do, just being there and not being a hindrance, being something to help him do better in what he's doing. And yeah, I'm always available, I'm always here. So, yeah. So I feel like it's also just tending to both crowds, because although there's a big event happening, there's always help to be given in different sectors. It's the same thing with the whole of council. It's kind of like we're working as a team. If one person falls, we all fall. So I think it's staying in communication and working harmoniously will do good to help, especially in those stressful times when there's multiple things going on.
So, as far as the outreach is concerned, I would make it my mission to be involved with that as much as I can in my own personal capacity, which means taking a time out of the week, especially during like Wednesdays when when I'm done class early. I can spend a lot of days during that day. I can spend Mondays. I can so I can spend a lot of time out of my week where I'm needed. Like I can take my own personal initiative. You don't even need to ask me. I'll come out and I'll reach out to this organization. I think it's possible if I could attend the meetings, get to know about what the organization's goals are, and sort of fit it in with what we're doing in the events.
As I said before, like we're a family and we stick together and we help each other out. So if you guys have an event that corresponds with ours, then we're gonna work together and communicate, get those events to work out.
Well, I mean, it's about cooperation and respect, to be honest. If you're working together at the same time, 4 people, a lot of things can happen, but it is about how patient we are and how we can cooperate with each other that makes the best. If I can listen to whatever you have to say, and then you can listen to whatever I have to say, that's going to be the best cooperation. We can work together the best, and we can decide for the best to happen for the MAC, not only just for us, because when we spend time between 4 people, each one of us has our own requirements, and that can sometimes be struggling and annoying, but to be honest, as a person, I'm someone that is really patient. I'm someone that likes to be around people, and I don't really care about who's who. I love people no matter what. So I would definitely put more focus on our thing because we have to focus on the plans as well. But at the same time, I would put as much as energy and effort that I have on the requirements that you guys have, and I would help you guys as much as I can. So, to be honest, as a freshie, one thing that I always wanted to do was something that I would be able to meet not only from people from the first year and second year, but also people from different years and different colleges. To be honest, there are around 60,000 people or 80,000 people, I don't know the exact amount, in Europe, and none of us basically know each other. There's like so many few groups, colleges sticking to each other. I would definitely apply for something that helps everyone from different years and different colleges to be able to meet up each other and then get to know each other, because I believe it is the best that we all know people from different places, because that not only going to make us feel better at school and more comfortable, that will also make us feel better in the future because we would know that we have friends to count on. So I would definitely plan something that would bring everyone together and be like really, really cool when people get to meet each other and know each other better.
Okay, so I'm going to start off with, I have an idea to improve an event. So there's the Montreal trip that I attended last year. And during the day, there was no events that were planned. So like we just roam around alone. So I was hoping that maybe this year we could plan something throughout the days so that we have something to do as a group. Also, there's a lot of other events. So like I was saying earlier, there's many different groups in McLaughlin College. There's those that like to party, there's those that like to read books. So playing at like a 30 bingo night or Scrabble night or chess night or something, or just different events throughout the year that gets everyone to come together.
I have like for specific ideas. I really like the time around Halloween. I had some ideas related to that. Having some maybe scary movies around, having Halloween themed events close to that week that's coming up. But throughout the year, I think because one of our mottos of the school and of this college is inclusivity, want to get events that target people of all different walks of life. So maybe some events that celebrate people of, let's say, Japanese heritage, some that celebrate people of Indian heritage, and like et cetera, et cetera. Like we want to cover every portion of the map so that students from all kinds of backgrounds will feel welcome and being a part of our large community. And we know we live in a multicultural, multiracial society. We want to get the concerns and issues of everyone to be addressed in our events. One last point is I think that a lot of people believe that events and academics exist on a separate plane. I think that if our events take stress away from people's academic life, that'll actually improve their academic experience as well.
So personally, the person that I am, I usually tend to go towards more like musical events or like adventurous events, like trips that we do have. But I feel like to effectively create an event that is really going to suit the McLaughlin College community, I'd have to go out there and talk to them. So off the top of my head, I don't really have something that I can say, oh yeah, this is what I definitely want to do, because I feel like it's important to know what people actually want to see. Because we already do have a lot of events, but there's people who we probably don't know what they really want to do. So I feel like if I was voted into this position, my first goal would kind of be to talk to people and see what else they would want.
Robert?
Well, it's always really like the event promotion, telling them what benefits that they can reap from this event, and obviously speaking about the event in a very positive light. But if someone's really not into something, it's really kind of finding out what they would be into, giving them alternatives, not just being like, well, I guess you're not coming. Really finding something that they can do to still keep them in like that hype mood. And I found that that happened a lot during Frosh. Some kids didn't want to go to the parties. You had to kind of still pump them up in a way, because that was our duty to really help them enjoy their Frosh. So I feel like that could help me in that situation.
I think that talking to the person and listening to them, hearing out their concerns about the event. What I like to do is, especially, and I did this during Frosh, is I'd talk to Froshies. I'd ask them, especially if they didn't like a particular event, I'd ask them, okay, what do you think we could have done better? What would you like to see in a future event? Sometimes you can't always get someone to go to a particular specific event, because events are, if someone has different aptitudes, you can't really force them into it, but you can talk to them, and then you can get their ideas on what a potential future event could be that could cater to their interests. At the end of the day, you gotta talk, you gotta listen, you gotta show them that you're not just this director, you're their friend, you're a regular person, you're out there to listen to them. That's the way I would do it.
Yeah, so I think they nailed it right on. Like, it's not everyone's the same. Everyone has different, different events that they like to attend to, and always promote the event and talk up the event. But at the end of the day, not every event's for everyone. So being able to understand that and creating events that will maybe intrigue their interest in the future.
Okay, basically they've all said all that needs to be done, but then other than the fact that we need to talk to them and realize what they want to do, is we have to also promise them that we're going to create events that they're going to enjoy sooner or later. It's not going to be that like just one group of people are going to enjoy everything, and then you guys, like the rest, are going to be like not enjoying it. So me personally, I would try to again use the voting system that I said I really like in social media, and try to get the ideas beforehand of any events. So get as many people interested into one specific topic as possible, and then the rest I would try to at the same time either talk to them or make them meet new people that are more interested in those events, so that I would hype them up and get them a bit more confidence to get into the event, or try to bring them in my own group of friends and try to like somehow cover them, not let them be alone, and then help them to enjoy the party or the event, whatever that can be, as much as possible. If there are bad things about me, I really try to like fix them. But I basically never get mad about it unless someone insults me directly to my face, that everyone else would get insulted. But other than that, I would definitely never get mad at someone criticizing me. About the other part, that was how to keep it professional as much as possible. Well, put it this way, we were Frosh for the whole week, and as a person, me myself, there were leaders around. We would get close, we would talk about different things, but I would never allow myself to say something out of the frame that we should have on Frosh. It is the same about working. Working is something that you need to keep a frame around yourself all the time and try to stay in that square that you have for yourself at all time and not get out of it. Because as long as we respect each other and keep that professional manners while working, we can keep the fun parts after the working.
So I can handle criticism very well. I had work experiences where I've been criticized several times, such as like working at like McDonald's with customers or persons with disabilities, right? It's very difficult work and I'm used to it and I've gotten used to it. And you learn to deal and manage with that and cope and improve yourself. And also understand why they feel frustrated. So it's that listening, the active listening, not just listening, active listening. And I've truly learned that this summer while working at community living. With the family issue. So yes, we are a family, but this is also professional. And we gotta get our work done, and we gotta make sure that everybody enjoys this, and that everybody wants to attend our events and wants to have a good time. So.
I want to say that I handle criticism really, really well, and it's something that I've developed over the past few years. A lot of it has to do with my workplace experience. I've worked in sales jobs where if you don't get enough sales, they'll fire you like that. And I've worked in warehouses where the manager will consistently yell at you for not doing stuff fast enough. I'm pretty sure that this experience here is not going to be anything like that. Everyone in council is like a family. They're friends. They're people who I've known for the past 3 years. But I think that criticism really brings out the best out of me because I really need to know what I'm doing wrong so I can do better. And I really believe in introspection. I've been doing it ever since I came into this university. I'm never the same person. Every year I make changes to my personality, to my learning habits. I think that it's necessary to separate the personal and the professional aspect of this job because at the end of the day, we're doing this for the college. We want to get work done. We want to make sure that this year is the best year ever for the members of our community. And so we have to take criticism.
Okay, working at the Student Center, I've had to come into situations where I am working with my friends. It's all students there. But it's kind of just important to know that like when we have a job to do, we have a job to do. So if it's me telling somebody or somebody telling me like, look, you need to do this, you need to do that, or this can be improved, that's what it is. And at the end of the day, after we do leave that kind of environment, we are still friends. If there's issues, we talk about it. And I just feel like it's a big communication thing and just the understanding between this is work and this is play. So that's a big thing that I've had to practice since I've started working. So for me, that's fine. I'll speak personally. I do have a lot of respect for Sujit. He was one of the first people that were like older than me that I saw that I actually like came in contact with and I could talk to. So I feel like we already do have a good relationship. And as I said before, it's about communication and not stressing that relationship and just getting to know each other better, building off each other's strengths and weaknesses. And yeah.
So I've known Sujit since my first year. We did Frosh together. We've been friends. Our bond has, I guess, developed through time. It's become stronger every year. I consider him a great friend, and I'm sure he thinks the same way about me. But not only do I have a very strong personal friendship with him and a connection, I also work with him on a more professional level. This year during Frosh Week, Sujit was my captain, so I worked under him. I was able to take orders from Sujit. I was able to get work done under Sujit, so I've been able to see both aspects. I've been able to be his friend, but I've also been able to work with Sujit. I think that's a very strong asset because Sujit is a really professional guy. He loves getting work done, and I know how he works, what his working style is, and I've worked with him before.
So I met Sujit last year, and he's been there ever since then. Like he's helped me out so much. And, like I don't want to get too like personal, but yeah. So and to further that, bond and that friendship, and just the amount of respect that I have for you. So.
So other than me sending roses and chocolates every single day to his door, well, basically, I mean, to be honest, I've met a lot of people on Mac, but Sujit, Daniel, Anthony, and Josh, and then Jason, and then Sam, and everyone basically here. I feel like they're like my brothers. I feel like I can trust them, and I hope that they can have the same feeling about me. They can trust me at all time, everything. I mean, I would be his wingman whenever that he needs me. I would be his friend whenever that he needs me. I would be the shoulder that he can cry on if he breaks up with a girlfriend. I don't know if he does have one or not. I would be his best friend if he decides to be mine. I mean, I would be the guy that would make a lot of fun jokes around and keep him as hype as possible. And I mean, definitely the roses and chocolate are the best. So. Okay, that is a hard question to answer, to be honest.
Yes, it is.
But so I'm gonna use my experience as a high school boy. I used to be, not to be an arrogant bastard, but I used to be like the popular guy in my school. I used to have a lot of friends. And while I had a lot of friends, I had a lot of people around me that weren't really included in any groups. They were the people that were usually put aside alone and no one cares about them. They would be the people that were usually disrespected and bullied in the school. So I'm not saying that I wasn't a bully, but I was usually the guy that used to bring them into the groups and try to give them a position to do different stuff, to get to know people. I was the guy that would bring them into my own friendships and then try to make them as cool as possible. I'm trying to like present them in a way that they would like to be presented. I respect them as much as possible. Other than that, about consent, let's imagine a position like me as a guy and then there's a girl. I have a sister myself. As much as I like to see someone respect my sister and respect my family, I would like to see myself respecting the others and see the others respect each other. So when it comes to consent and the respect part, I'm someone that is all about it and I want people to do that and respect each other no matter what. So yeah, definitely someone that doesn't take consent about anything, well, I mean, I would get pretty much mad, so yeah.
So first off, I want to say consent is sexy. I think we all really influenced the Frosh this year, I think, by repeating that and making sure that everyone knows that, you know, you don't have to do something you don't want to do. And you have consent, right? In the events, you want to promote the events, you want to get them involved. But if they don't want to do it, you don't want to force anybody to do anything that they're not comfortable doing, right? So yes, it's always a great time. We always have a good time at MAC. But like I said before, it's not for everyone sometimes.
Yeah, I think that inclusivity and consent are not just the cornerstones of our university or our college, they're the cornerstones of our country. Because we live in a liberal democratic state, and I know that as a political science major, our society is based on these values. I think our school, our college and our university does a wonderful job of stressing this, and I know during Frosh Week, as Frosh leaders, we all did our best to embody these values, particularly consent, because it can be a tricky issue. We need education, we need awareness. Sometimes some people just don't know where the boundaries have to be crossed, and we have to continuously educate people about this very important, very serious issue, especially on campuses. I think inclusivity is a value that I've been able to demonstrate throughout my time in college. I'm the kind of guy that I love to make jokes. I love to make, sometimes I like to use self-depreciating humor as a way of, so I don't come off as intimidating. A lot of times there's a disconnect between first years and older students, because older students may seem intimidating or because they're older. What I like to do is I like to kind of bring myself down. I'm a really humble guy, and I think that helps in becoming more inclusive and getting people involved.
With both consent and inclusivity, a big thing is making sure that people are comfortable. For me, I've been in positions where in both consent and inclusivity, I have not felt comfortable. And I feel like for some people, it's just knowing that you're not completely alone, just knowing that someone sees you, someone is there to talk to you even if you don't want to talk, especially at an event. And during Frosh, I actually had an experience with one of the Frosh where she did not want to be at the event. And it was just the fact that I actually went outside and talked to her because nobody else realized that she had even left the room. It's just kind of seeing people can do wonders. So I think that's an important thing, seeing people, making sure they're comfortable and talking and listening to them.